Daring Adventures partnered up with Arizona State University to implement an inclusive recreation program in Arizona schools. Since schools are closed, we thought we could share our inclusion and recreation activities with you.
Hey everybody, I'm Carlos. I'm one of the students at ASU, and I'm also part of the Therapeutic Inclusion Recreation Program at your school. I'm here to teach you a really cool activity called Coping Strategy Wheel. So the reason that I'm teaching you this is to kind of help you with a little thing called social emotional awareness. So right now things are really crazy, so you might be feeling a certain way and you might be feeling overwhelmed with being at home for too long. So hopefully this exercise or this activity is going to help you kind of figure out different ways to cope with the emotions that you're feeling. So in order to create this coping wheel, what I want you to do is I want you to find a couple of things around your house that you have. It doesn't have to be exactly what I have. Whatever you have at your house works perfectly fine. That way you don't have to go out and break the quarantine rules. So what I have around my house is loose paper. I also had some paper plates, ruler, some scissors, and some markers. So this is really important because that way we can add a little bit of color to what we're drawing. So first step that we're going to do whenever we're creating our coping strategy wheel is we're going to grab a paper and something circular. It doesn't have to be anything that I have. You could use perhaps like a bowl or a cup or a can of fruit or something like that. Whatever it is, just as long as it's circular. What you're going to do is you're going to grab a marker or a pencil and you're going to try to trace all around here as best as you can. So once you're finished tracing, it's going to look a little something like this. I went ahead and took the liberty of highlighting with a little bit of Sharpie, that way you could see it a little bit better. So the next step from here would be grabbing your scissors and then cutting carefully around, trying to leave as much of a circle as we can. So once we finish cutting, that should look a little something like this. It's just a nice circle, so that way we can move on to the next step. For your next step, you're going to grab that paper plate that I mentioned earlier, and we're going to try to think of how we want to section this into different ways. So I want to do 6 different sections because I can think of 6 different coping mechanisms that I have. A couple of them that I can think of off the top of my head are counting to 10, using positive self-talk, thinking of the emotion that you're feeling, just pretty much any sort of different coping mechanism that I can think of that I'm going to include onto this. So what you're going to do from here is that you're going to grab your ruler, if I can find it. You're going to grab your ruler and you're going to try to draw as straight of a line as you can onto your paper plate, dividing into 6 different sections, or 4, or 5, whatever you prefer. So I went ahead and cheated a little bit and pre-drew it on here. So that way it gives me the liberty of knowing where I want to place them. So the next step is grabbing that circle that we cut earlier. What I want you to do is place it right back onto the middle of your paper plate and figure out where you're going to section this off. So you can grab that marker or a pencil and just very lightly go in there and mark where you're going to go in and cut it out. So whenever you're done marking, it should look a little something like that. So next thing you're going to do, you're going to grab your scissors, cut right through it, and you're going to be left with something like this. Next thing after this is going to be coming back to that paper plate, and we're going to draw a couple of really fun things on here. So you're going to take those strategies that you've been coming up with throughout this whole video, and you're going to add them on here. I recommend that you put the name of each strategy on top and then little pictures to depict what they are in the bottom. That way it's something artistic and also fun to do. So a good example is one that I created earlier for this video, and it'll look a little something like this. So I went ahead and I included as much color as I could to just kind of get me thinking about anything else, as well as pictures to kind of symbolize each thing that I wanted to do. So positive talk, coloring or drawing, naming the emotion, playing a game, counting to 10, and thinking of something happy. You're going to take that circle that you drew and you're going to place it right over that little triangle. And then depending on how you're feeling that day or what you want to try using, you can shift it and use a different coping mechanism. Hopefully this is a fun activity that you guys want to try at your house. I would love to see what you guys create or anything like that. Like I said, definitely make this to whatever you feel comfortable with. You may not like some of the things that I did. Perhaps add something that you prefer. Maybe go exercise. Perhaps it's meditation. But definitely create this to cater to your needs and to your preferences. Anyways, guys, it was nice talking to you. See you guys next week.